Today we finished a fun project.
Yes. It took quite a few days to complete because there's painting and waiting and painting and waiting.
And staining and waiting and staining and then sealing and waiting and sealing and waiting.
So it's finally done. But it looks really good.
We knew that we wanted a composting toilet in our bus after our RV rental adventures, in which the black tank sloshed around and the entire RV stank. We just knew that it'd be a better way for us to travel, and when we do settle down and find some land to live in our bus on, we knew we'd be able to use that huge manure for plants and for fruit trees.
It's also going to save us a lot of water on the bus too, because we won't just be flushing water away, which will help when we go boondocking.
So after doing quite a bit of research, we realized that we wanted our composting toilet to be a custom toilet, but there was one specific piece that we thought would make it much better. Look at that.
Oh, it's yours?
Yeah. From Germany? Yeah, it's a composting toilet.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So we were thrilled when Kildwick wanted to partner up with us and sent us a separator that separates your solids from your liquids.
Okay.
This is a urine separator from Kildwick. It's a German company, and you can buy the entire composting toilet from them. Or if you're like us and you want to DIY your composting toilet to customize it to your space, you can just buy the separate parts and put it together however you want. For us, we chose just to get the urine separator. So it separates your liquids from your solids. It's made of a hard polystyrene, which makes it both easy to clean and recyclable. I never thought I'd be so excited to get a urine separator. It's a rainy day today, which makes for great work in the garage.
We got a pretty good idea of what we want to build for our composting toilet base. We've mocked it up in the computer to get an idea of our base frame. We're going to cut those down because there's actually a curve. And it just seems like it's going to make so much more sense to do it in real world. What you got there?
Toilet seat. Gonna check that it fits our separator. So this is our Kildwick Separator. And it is perfect.
What you got there?
Says your documents. Fancy. My toilet separator has some documents. Let's see what we got.
Is it his passport?
His passport. Alright, we have a template. When we need to cut out a hole in our toilet, we got a sticker. It's all in German. Lieferschein. That's our receipt.
How do you say toilet in German?
You say separator. Trenneinsatz. Something.
With a rough plan in place, we cut down wood for the base of our throne.
How's my throne?
Shaping up slowly.
My throne. I just feel like I want the seat to be as, like, even maybe sticking over the edge, because I feel the box does kind of just barely touch my legs.
I don't remember if I sit all the way back.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? You're like, where do I sit on the toilet?
I feel a little tiny bit here, but this part we're going to cut off.
Yeah.
So I guess what we're going to attempt to do now is figure out how many pieces of wood to put around so we can cut this as a curve. That way when we walk through the hall, there's zero chance of hitting our leg on a sharp corner.
Also, our bathroom is full of curved lines, the bathtub and the sink, and we want a round mirror, so we wanted to try and keep a sort of circular round feeling still, like a toilet normally has, even though we are forming a box underneath it and attaching it to our 3/4 wall. So this is our template for our Kildwick Separator, so we can use this to cut out the hole at the top of our box. Perfect fit.
One of the things, we have tons of our cat litter buckets. They're a little bit smaller than a 5-gallon bucket. We reuse the buckets over and over, scooping in litter at the pet store, dumping it into our cat litter box. So we've got a few of these lying around. We thought we're always going to have these. These would be a great option for our composting toilet. It also gave us the height that we wanted. Instead of being up really high with a 5-gallon bucket, this is a little bit shorter.
Look at that, it's starting to look like a toilet. We don't know how to make a curve, so we knew we had to do some figuring out, so we decided we should just start playing with it and see what happens.
Learning on the job. Learning on the job.
There. Inspector, you're supposed to tell him when he makes a mistake. 90 divided by 8?
Yeah, we got to do a 90-degree angle, and I need to know where to set the angle. 8 cuts. So in order to get the angle at 90 degrees with 8 cuts, I think it has to be 12.5. I did them all wrong. So I cut them on the wrong side and now recut them. Just want to make sure this angle works before we do anything else. It's a 90-degree angle.
It's a pretty good curve. I think you did it, baby.
Sent a message to our good friend Murph, who does a lot of woodworking, to see if he had any tips for securing those curves, those pieces of wood on an angle.
We're trying to give our bathroom a sort of rustic, farmhouse, shabby chic sort of look. And so we got kind of excited about how we're going to make the exterior of the box, and we're going to use wainscoting and pieces of scrap wood that we have left over and shabby chic it up. So we thought, yay, let's go do something fun today. Let's like paint up those pieces and, you know, just have some fun. But first, before we could, you know, figure out what size those pieces were gonna be, like, we have to figure out the frame underneath it. So we didn't even get to paint today, but that's okay. We'll get to have our fun painting day soon. We're really good at shabby chicking.
Yes, we have
that
experience.
We have experience in. After consulting with Murph, he advised us to use pocket holes for connecting our rounded corner together. And it worked really well.
So we started securing everything together with glue and screws. It's coming together, as you can see. Just a little bit to trim off. Mel has been working all day editing videos while I get the base frame together. So now I'm gonna Go get her, make her close her eyes so I could surprise her.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Open.
Ta-da! Oh my goodness, look at that. Should I put the thing in and take a seat?
Sure.
Oh, look, a little divider.
It's a divider and it breaks. It's a brace.
And that's, oh, look at that. That's fantastic. Oh, good. Yeah, my legs don't hit the sides at all. That's perfect. How do you like my socks and Birkenstocks? Oh, look how you cut it to the shape. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same on the bottom.
I love my throne.
We also realized that we needed a place to put peat moss, so we built a cabinet area right next to where the bucket's going to go. It's going to be separated by a little wall. Gives us the right size space so we can use just a simple trash can to put some peat moss in. All week we've been really excited to start painting our composting toilet.
I'm going to use this spray paint to spray paint the hinges we have. We had some hinges that were gold, and they actually were two different ones, and Don took them apart and mixed the bottom and top so they actually look the same. So the bottom's the same, the top's the same, so they look the same. But there's nothing gold in our bathroom, and we're kind of going for rubbed bronze faucets in the bathroom. So we got a spray paint, a Rust-Oleum
Called Burnished
amber, which probably the closest color.
The base of our toilet is square still, so I need to cut that with the jigsaw, and I gotta be real careful not to cut the wood.
This wainscoting that we're using in our ceiling, a lot of it had holes, and this piece had particularly a lot of big holes in, so we decided, nah, let's not use this for the ceiling, but it works out great for decorating our composting toilet, because these holes won't really matter, but we just really like the texture that the wainscoting will give.
Now we get to paint.
Might look a little wacky right now, but when we're finished, it's gonna look good. But I do like these colors. We've got a bath floor mat in this blue color, and our bath tiles are the gray color, and I definitely want to try to find a way to get some plants and greenery in, which is why we went with some green too. If I can keep some plants alive in the bus, we'll see.
So we decided, since we've got a little more of the Flex Seal and Leak Seal, we're going to try to use it up on the inside of our composting toilet and give it a rubber sealant.
Yeah, it's in the bathroom. There's going to be moisture from the showers and whatever, and
Plumbing.
It's easier to clean it out on the inside if it's sealed up with something. So we managed to get one coat on. Ideally you'd get a second coat, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's going to seal it up enough for what we need. So we've got our inspector here coming to see how we did today. What do you think, Inspector? What do you think of all those colors?
Don't let her jump up there.
I just painted our little slabs in a chalk paint, and it's the same color as our walls and ceiling, stone washed. First coat on, gotta leave it an hour to dry before I can do the second coat.
A lot of painting is waiting. We were just working on videos for an hour while our paint dried, and now it's time for another coat.
So I found a non-toxic varnish because I believe wood varnishes can be really pretty toxic. So we're gonna apply this varnish to the exterior of our box of the composting toilet just to waterproof the wood and protect it. If you're ever curious about the research we did to find these varnishes and on why varnishes are toxic and how to find non-toxic ones, we do also do a written blog. We always link it in the description below the video, so feel free to go click on that link if you want to know more about it. We want to make sure we seal the back of the wood too, so we're just putting some of the varnish on the back. First coat is done. It's really weird, it's so milky and then it dries clear. But
it's also really weird because we've been working on this for
many
several days.
But the thing is that you've got to wait, right? Like between each coat, and we're painting so many different parts and layers.
Yeah. We had to move to get out of the sunlight because you're not supposed to varnish in direct sunlight.
Look how pretty this wood is here. It's such a pity it's on the bottom and nobody's gonna see that. It really looks good. Another day, another layer of varnish. Next, we secured our panels to the outside with wood glue. And a brad nail gun. Until we ran out of glue, and then we used liquid nails adhesive for the last few. Push so hard and nothing comes out. Let it dry for a bit and then we can start distressing it. Finally, it is time for us to shabby chic up our toilet. So the idea is to kind of scuff it up on the edges so it just naturally looks aged.
What do you think?
I think it's looking pretty good. Maybe we should step away for a moment. Yeah, that's much better. I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking now that we went a little harder in some areas. Especially like the green. It's interesting because I didn't like the green when we were painting it, but I'm really liking the way the green comes out. I was wondering, like this area, like maybe try get not too hard, just to show a little more blue. I don't know, maybe we can get a little softer on here.
Okay.
We thought we had some leftover wax from our previous projects to seal up the wood, but it turns out we didn't. And what we did have was some polyacrylic. And I had a little battle over, do we use it? Because it does still have VOCs, fairly low VOCs, but it still is kind of toxic. Do you buy something new that's non-toxic, or do you just use up what you have that is toxic? Rather than just having the polyacrylic sit around for years, we may as well use it. It is a small surface. So we cut our top piece out of plywood. We just felt the wood just wasn't pretty enough.
We decided to replace the top for our toilet and chose an unsanded piece of cheap plywood because we like the look of the grain and the knots.
To stain the top lid, we tried creating a green tea stain, as well as testing out other stains Dawn's mom had in her woodworking cabinet. Check this out. There's a little note on it. Dawn's cousin Jean made this stain.
Oh, you know what? This is made with real walnuts from the walnut trees on the property.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah. Colonial maple.
Messiest job ever.
I wasn't going for stain champion. 230 early American. Cabernet. We weren't quite happy with how any of them would go with our toilet seat and our design, so we had to go back to the drawing board. I had an idea to make a stain from rooibos tea. And it gave us just the subtle warmth we were looking for. Rooibos tea is an herbal tea of South Africa and is a great way to bring some of Mella's home into the bus.
Or herbal tea if you're in South Africa.
What did I say?
Well, you say herbal, we say herbal.
Okay.
After staining, we varnish the wood. Attach the hardware.
Hold on a second.
I don't want to open it. I'm excited to see it in action.
Alright, let's see it open.
And then mounted the seat. Looks pretty good. Looks flush to me.
Okay. Now, we add the Kildwick Separator, the most important part of the puzzle.
So they advise that we just use a little bit of construction glue underneath here to glue it down onto the wood. You can also screw it down, but they recommend the glue because it's easier to clean and not have screws in the top of your separator.
I'm going to go ahead and use the liquid nails. Because we're going to want to get access to inside, so to empty it out, we wanted to put a handle right there and a gas spring. And the gas spring holds it up in place so that we can do our business with the scooping and the covering.
Once we put it in the bus, we are going to add plumbing so that our urine is going to go straight into the gray tank. You can put a bottle. Some people just have like a bottle that it goes into, and then you have to keep emptying your bottle, which I believe fills up pretty quickly. So we've chosen to divert the liquids to a gray tank. So we'll show you once we get to doing plumbing in the bus how we connect that. It looks so good. Left this side of our toilet open for right now because there will be plumbing coming out of here, and we also want to figure out how to put a fan in to extract smells out of the bus. But we're going to have some shelving next to it, so we're going to wait on that until we get into the bus to figure that out. And from a design standpoint, we're going to bring back these things in the rest of the bathroom too, with some more shabby chicking and the same stain color on anything that's wood. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Kildwick for sending us this separator. We are thrilled with how it came out. First coast. You finished?
Yep.
Paint. Well, that they thought would work with chalk paint. So they recommended you use, alright, get a load of this fancy technology. It's not staying now. Do you need me to tell you a joke?
No.
Just take my poop here, don't mind me.
We are at the point where we're going to put our 12-volt wiring in the ceiling. So now we're going to cut all the conduit.
And this is El Cutto.
Wish us luck, because we've never done anything like this before.
But we'll share that with you next time.